Hey guys, welcome to Anxiety Struggle is Real. My name is John Ledger, and as I start out every video that I do, I am not a doctor, I'm not a therapist. I'm an average guy that has been dealing with anxiety and panic and a few other things for more than 25 years, and I've educated myself and on a lot of this. I've been through several different therapies, and I believe I can help you. I'm trying to. That's why I'm doing these videos. I want to thank Anne Marie for giving me the idea of these next two videos. I'm going to do it in two parts. They're going to be about health anxiety. Sorry, some of my notes blew onto the floor. And if you haven't watched any of these videos before, I do not edit. I want it to be real. It's that simple. I think it's better that way. One of these days I'll get into that theory as why I think it's better. But anyway, we don't need to talk about that now. I want to get into this to keep this video as short as possible for you guys. Again, thanks to Anne Marie giving me the idea. If you guys ever have any ideas for videos or something you want to hear me talk about, just put it in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. The more ideas, the better. And also, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button and the like button, maybe if you're seeing it on social media, Facebook or something, share it. That'd be awesome. I would appreciate it. Okay, two different types of health anxiety that we have to deal with. Number one is we have physical symptoms associated with having panic and anxiety. Either one. There's one doctor out there that I read a thing. He says there's literally thousands of physical symptoms. I know there's at least 20 or 30 and probably 100, but whatever. There are things we feel in our body from experiencing anxiety. That's one we're going to cover today. The other one, which will be in the next video, that's going to be about anxiety about our personal health, not necessarily coming from the anxiety isn't necessarily coming from the pains and different things that we experience from anxiety. Kind of like a lot of us are maybe hypochondriacs, stuff like that. I'm going to get into that in the next video. Okay, here we go. Just first of all, some symptoms that we feel in our body from anxiety. We feel heart palpitations, a racing heartbeat, body pain, tiredness, definitely tiredness, headaches, neck pain, back pain, all this caused by the tension from the anxiety, shaking. I know I shake a lot. Internal shaking. I'd love for somebody to comment on this. There's a lot of times that I'll lay down and I've had an anxious day or whatever, and I feel shaking inside. I want to know if anybody else feels that, or if it's just me. I know it's not just me. Detached feeling. You just kind of just feel that depersonalization kind of thing. All these things can make us think that something is wrong. Something's wrong with our brain. Something's wrong with our heart, our lungs. Sometimes it feels like we're breathing through a sock because of anxiety, or we just hyperventilate. So we think something's wrong with our lungs or our heart again. The body pain. I'm not going to get into all the crazy things that I think because I don't want to trigger you in any way. But you get what I'm talking about. This is how I deal with it. The first thing I ever did to deal with this was to go to the doctor and get checked out and talk to the doctor about it. Look, this is how I'm feeling. And there's very little testing that was done. I did get my heart checked once because of a super bad panic attack, but we'll talk about that another day. But basically I found out that all these things that I was feeling were the physical manifestation of anxiety. That's number one. If you haven't been checked out, you should go talk to your doctor about it. Definitely what you're feeling. Okay, number two, very simple things, but very powerful things. Do an evidence list. If you're experiencing some heart palpitations or having a time where it feels your breathing feels funny and stuff like this, do an evidence list. And at the top of that list, that evidence list, you can put, I have been checked out. My doctor checked me out. Lungs are good. Heart is good. However you would word it. And then whatever other symptoms you're feeling, you can just go down and just check anxiety, check anxiety, check anxiety, headache, I mean, how many times have you thought you had a brain tumor because you had a headache? Me, I've thought it a lot. But the attention headache can be a painful headache. So check that off to anxiety. Any of these things, basically make a list of the stuff and just write anxiety, 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 anxiety next to it. Seems silly, but when you put it in writing and you read it, you make it real. Okay? Also, you can make a list of what are you capable of physically. Okay? If you're in reasonably good health, can you walk 2 miles a day? Or can you just walk 2 miles at all? Can you walk a mile? Can you lift something heavy? Can you go out and work in your yard in the heat for 2 or 3 or 4 hours? Think of things that only healthy people can do. If you can do these things, make a list of it. And like this, my list here is what am I capable of physically? I wrote down, and I said I can walk 2 miles. I do it every day. I can walk more than that. I can run a mile, maybe. I haven't done it in a little while, but I'm pretty sure I still can. Lift heavy stuff. I'm lifting heavy stuff all the time with my job. Work out in the heat. I live in Tampa, Florida, for God's sakes. I get out in that heat and I work and I work and I work and I don't drop. So that's pretty strong evidence that I'm healthy. And I work out. Not as regular as I should. And I mean, I'm not working out to be some muscle man, but I do have exercises that I do, and I don't have a problem. So I write those things down. That is giving me evidence that these pains and different things that I'm feeling are just from anxiety. Now, think about your diet. And if you have a healthy diet, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, I eat crap too, but my diet's reasonable. I write down my diet, and that gives me evidence. I write down the things that I eat, not everything, but the healthy stuff that I do. I do a smoothie every morning that's super healthy, and that goes on my list. This is kind of all about writing things down and reading what you do. Now, never, ever, ever should you Google a symptom of any kind. Don't Dr. Google. Well, I shouldn't say never, ever, but avoid that like as best you can. If you're experiencing something new, I wish I could think of what it was because it wasn't all that long ago. It started last summer, and I'm going to do a video on last summer for me, something with the med that I was taking. It got totally jacked up. And I had this feeling around like there's a band around my head. And I had anxiety headaches back here and up here, but never at the same time. This was like a tight rubber band around my head. Now, I didn't Google band around my head or headache that circles my head. I Googled anxiety and then circle or headache circle around my head or something that effect. I put the word anxiety with it. That brought up anxiety symptoms, and there's actually a diagram or a picture of somebody's head and where an anxiety headache generally is. And it was like that. And it even said that it can feel like a tight band is stretched around your head. If you just put in something about headache or whatever, you're going to end up on WebMD with all kinds of crazy crap that is going to exacerbate your anxiety, and you don't need that. Again, avoid Dr. Google at all costs, but always put if it's a new symptom and you believe it's associated to your anxiety, put anxiety in there first. Okay, that's it. That's it for this video. That's it. No, I shouldn't say that's it because I do have a couple more things to say. Like I said, the next video is going to be about just us worrying about our health for other reasons than our anxiety symptoms. I do want to say, I really, really hope you guys are taking care of yourself with what's going on right now mentally with COVID. And now we've got a video of a man being murdered in the street that we've seen way too many times. The protesters, rioters, all that stuff. This stuff causes us stress. Take care of yourself mentally. Do your relaxation techniques, do your meditating, get the proper rest, eat good stuff if you can. Take care of yourself, okay? Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Take care.